Apollo 1, Apollo 7, Apollo 8, Apollo 9, Apollo 10. These were all failed or non-moon landing. Apollo 11, Apollo 12, Apollo 13, Apollo 14, Apollo 15, Apollo 16, Apollo 17. These were all moon landings. On January 27, 1967, during a pre-flight test for Apollo 1, astronauts Virgil Grimson, Edward White, and Robert Chaffee lost their lives in the event. Apollo 7 was the only manned Apollo mission launched on a Saturn 1B rocket. The crew orbited the Earth 163 times in space. Apollo 8 launched from Cape Kennedy on December 21, 1968. 68 hours later, the astronauts became the first human beings to see the far side of the moon. Apollo 9 launched from Cape Kennedy on March 3, 1969, with Commander James McDivitt, David Scott, and Russell Schwert aboard. Apollo 10 launched from Cape Kennedy on May 18, 1969. The crew members were Thomas Stafford, John Young, and Eugene Cernan. Apollo 11 launched from Cape Kennedy on July 16, 1969, carrying Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, and Edwin Aldrin. Armstrong landed on the moon on July 28, 1969. Apollo 12 launched from Cape Kennedy on November 14, 1969, into a cloudy, rain-swept sky. Apollo 12 was the second successful mission. At 5.5 minutes after liftoff, John Swigert, Fred Hayes, and James Lovell felt a little vibration. The number 2 oxygen tank blew up, causing the number 1 to also fail. The mission was a successful failure. Apollo 14 launched at 4:03 p.m. Eastern Time. On February 5th, the astronauts collected 94 pounds of rock and soil. Apollo 15 launched from Launch Complex 39 at Cape Canaveral at 9:34 a.m. EDT, only 187 milliseconds off schedule. Apollo 15 set several new records for crewed spaceflight. Apollo 16 lifted off on April 16, 1972 from Launch Complex 39 at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Thomas Madelung orbited the moon with cameras and showed new parts of the moon not yet discovered. On December 7, 1972, the Command and Service Module was separated. The lunar landing site was the Terrace Littrow Highlands and Valley area. This was the last Apollo mission ever done.